So let's set the scene. You're on the great battlefield of Kurukshetra. The epic war is finally over, but the ground is soaked in blood, and the so-called victors are just left with this hollow, profound sense of loss. It's right here, in this moment of total despair, that one of the most powerful spiritual texts is born. This is the story of the Vishnu Sahasranama. So you have King Yudhishthira. He's won the war, but he's completely overwhelmed by the cost of it all. He goes to his dying grandsire, the wise Bhishma, who's literally lying on a bed of arrows. And he's not there for political advice. No. He's there to ask deepest, most fundamental questions a person can possibly ask. And let's be real, this isn't just some ancient king's question. It's a question we all ask in one way or another, isn't it? What's our real purpose? How do we find true freedom and meaning in all this chaos? It really gets to the very core of our existence. Now, Bhishma, on the verge of death, doesn't just give him some simple one-line piece of advice. His response is as huge and profound as the questions themselves. He offers something that tries to capture the totality of the divine. And what's so cool about this answer is its form. It's not a rule book or a doctrine. It's more like a cosmic tapestry woven purely from sound. Every single name is like a different thread, a unique lens to see the infinite through. So what is the answer? Well, Bhishma gives him the Vishnu Sahasranama, a powerful hymn packed with 1,000 distinct names for the Supreme Being, Vishnu. 1,000 different ways to describe something that is, ultimately, indescribable. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. 1,000 names, that sounds pretty overwhelming. But the hymn is actually beautifully structured. It has this really clear, elegant architecture that's designed to guide you from a place of questioning to one of real clarity and peace. Let's break down how it's put together. First things first, what even is a Sahasranama? Well, in Sanskrit, it literally just means 1,000 names. It's a whole genre of spiritual poetry in Hinduism. And the Vishnu Sahasranama, it's considered one of the most sacred and powerful of them all. You can basically break the whole thing down into 3 distinct parts. It kicks off with a preamble, which is all about getting your mind prepared and focused. Then you get to the heart of it, the 1,000 names themselves. And finally, it wraps up with the Phala Shruti, which explains all the benefits of reciting it. It's like a complete spiritual journey, all in one text. Look, obviously we can't go through all 1,000 names right now, but if we zoom in on just a few of the key themes that weave through the whole hymn, we can really start to get a sense of its incredible philosophical depth. All right, the first huge theme you see over and over is this idea of the divine as the universe itself. These names don't just describe a God who lives in the world, they describe a God who is the world. For instance, the very first name in the list is Vishvam, which just means the universe. And that's not a metaphor, it's a statement of identity. You see other names like Putakrit, the creator of all beings, and Vishvakarman, the architect of the universe, that just hammer this idea home. The divine isn't separate from creation. It is the very fabric of reality. Okay, so if the first theme is about being the universe, the next big one is about sustaining it. This is about Vishnu's role as the preserver, the force that maintains cosmic balance and order, what's known as Dharma. This is the divine as the source of stability in a world that's always changing. This theme gives us this concept of a divine anchor in a totally chaotic world. You get names like Dharmagoop, the protector of Dharma, and Stanu, which means the pillar, something immovable and steady. The name Sharanam is especially powerful. It means the refuge, the ultimate safe harbor from all the storms of life, a place of total security. And finally, we get to what is, for me, the most fascinating theme. This is where the hymn points to the limits of our own understanding. These are the names that describe the divine as something utterly beyond human comprehension, paradoxical, unmanifested, and totally infinite. So here's the brilliant part. Even as the hymn is trying to name the divine, it's also admitting that you can't. Words like Anantam, the endless, and Avyakta, the unmanifested, are just pointing towards a reality that's fundamentally beyond any form or language. Then you have names like Anekamurti, meaning of manifold forms, which suggest it can be everything all at once. It's just a beautiful expression of intellectual humility. So that brings us back to the big question. Why does this ancient text, born from a question on a battlefield, still get chanted by millions of people every single day? Well, the answer is right there in the hymn's conclusion. Remember that final section, the Falashruti? It lays out all the benefits of reciting the hymn. The thinking is that by focusing your mind on these divine qualities, you actually start to embody them yourself. And the benefits cover everything from worldly things like health and prosperity to the highest spiritual goals like mental peace and total liberation. I mean, the text is pretty direct about it. It basically says that by meditating on these 1,000 different facets of the divine, you start to align yourself with those very same qualities. It presents the hymn not just as philosophy, but as a practical tool for completely transforming your life, for finding freedom from fear, suffering, and all your limitations. When you step back and look at it, the Vishnu Sahasranama is really just this monumental attempt to do exactly that. It's a cosmic poem, a philosophical map, and a spiritual practice all rolled into one. And it leaves you with this incredible thought. How would you even begin to capture the entirety of existence? Not in sentences or theories, but in a cascade of beautiful, powerful names.